So, a couple of months ago, I was driving Doris up to a roundabout, not far away from my home, and I did a semi-poor gear change, and there was a big bang, and suddenly there was just a sound, as I describe it, like pebbles in a washing machine. And I looked at my passenger and I said, I think we have to go back. I managed to get home. It was funny because I had to sort of coast and down a hill and back up, and I just reached the top of the hill and the car stopped, and I had to get out and then push Doris right in front of one of the local pubs whilst the passenger was steering, and then we went over the hill, and then it was just coasting all the way down. Managed to get back, but gosh, the sound was terrible in the gearbox. Anyway, finally we managed to take the gearbox out without removing the engine, which was really good. Had help from a guy called Steve, and it's my first gearbox change, gearbox and differential.
Going a little bit more, you should be able to get the wheel off the floor. If you just give it a little turn, see if you got that. Okay, yeah. Should be pretty tight. I was thinking of your hand. So, just removed gearbox. So this is the broken gearbox, but we think actually there might be something wrong with the differential here. Anyway, so this one's off, and now we're going to put this one on, which is in a good state. We've taken it apart and all the parts are working, so we should be able to put this one on and it worked fine. Got my hand on it. If I take the weight, okay, here we go. A few discoveries when we took out the old gearbox.
the bracket which held the gearbox, which is itself attached to the engine, one of them was broken, sheared, which meant that, I mean, I've noticed this before, the engine was slightly sagging, and this probably was one of the main reasons, potentially, why this breakdown happened, this fault, because when the engine's not supported properly and it's shaking, it sends vibrations, unnatural vibrations through, and might have caused damage. There would have been shock moments, you know, especially if you do a gear change wrong and there's a big shudder through the engine, it can cause problems. And when we took the clutch plate out also, it was deformed slightly. I will go get it to show you. So this is the clutch kit. This end faces the gearbox. Here's the clutch, the pressure plate. I don't know if you can see, but this bit is suspended on 3 points, and these bits of metal which suspend this plate where the clutch pushes against, they're slightly warped, and the position, this should be central, is slightly out of position. So that also would have built up sort of other problems and potentially cause issues down for the gearbox. So it's good we took this out, and we had a new one which we placed in, which new old, it's probably 50 years old, but never been used, and so just as good to use today, and should be good for another 50 years, hopefully. And the new gearbox also had brackets to replace the old brackets, so that's good. Yeah, so exciting stuff. We replaced the oil. There was, in the gearbox, the broken gearbox transmission system, there wasn't much oil, which is a bit suspicious. That is really my fault. I should have checked the oil. And yeah, so now we're going to do an oil change in the engine, and I'm going to empty out the oil. And we've got to get some new oil, put that new oil in. Yes, cars, old cars, persistently engaging, I suppose, in not the obvious way.